ช่วงที่ 2 ของรายการวันนี้ค่ะหนอพามาพูดคุยแบบ Exclusive แบบนอกสถานที่นะคะกับผู้กำกับแล้วก็โปรดิวเซอร์สารคดีชีวิตสัตว์โลกเรื่องเยี่ยมที่กำลังฉายตอนนี้ค่ะ Earth One Amazing Day ค่ะแขกรับเชิญสุดพิเศษของหนอวันนี้คุณจีเฟนแมคโดนัลด์แล้วก็คุณริชาร์ดเบล Welcome to Thailand you guys
Thank you very much
It's so great to have you here I love the film So One Amazing Day but how long had it been for you
Well
making the film
Yeah, it's a long job. I mean, we've been using film for about 3 or 4 years, maybe even longer with some of the animals. I was in a cutting room editing for over a year, and some of the animals we had to go back year after year.
The
to
reshoot?
film,
Yeah.
Well, to film because bits of behaviour that only happens once a year.
Sure.
So if you don't get it, you have to go back the next year.
That's right
So how long is the process of planning before shooting?
That's it. Nearly all of the work goes into the planning. The shoots themselves tend to be very short because especially when you're producing a film which has to cover so many species, so many different is planning. Even the giraffe sequence, for example, which I don't know if you see, but we could actually utilise in the film, and even that was after years of experience and trying to find the right time of the year and the right environment to actually capture those 30 days of which you get a 30 seconds from. So the ratio of filming against results is many thousands of hours against a few seconds.
The great skill is trying to figure out when something is going to happen and go and shoot that. So, for instance, that's an event that happens on one afternoon, one day a year, and
You have to wait for it, like.
Well, there are actually experts who've studied and followed them for so many years that they know exactly when, or they can tell you pretty much when, within 2 or 3 days, and what part of the river at that time that they'll be hatching. So if it was just you and me, we'd have to go and wait. But there are experts who we can ask, so we can find out.
You have so many angles to cover.
Well, I guess that as a director, that's one of the few things you can direct when you're making a wildlife film, because you can't tell the panda to cut and action. You can't. So all you can do, the only influence you have, is how you film them, where you put the camera, what you want the audience to feel like. And in this film, we very much wanted the audience to feel they're in the animal's world, at home with the animals. So the cameras were on lightweight mounts, were at the height of the creatures, either on the floor or in the sky with the mayflies, for instance. So we wanted it to film every creature we looked at. I thought, how could we film them in a way that suits the story we want to tell? So if you're talking about the snakes chasing the little iguanas, we wanted to make that feel like an action movie, so be with the snakes.
Tracking along, slithering
It is
alongside.
like an action movie.
So that's all I could do as a director, really.
And with the lango monkeys, to get up, they climb every night up the mountains, up the rock face, and so we had to get drones to go up so that we could film them at eye level, which would be hundreds of meters high up, you couldn't normally get even from a long lens camera. So using those flying rigs, we can get to see them in their natural behaviour at an extraordinary height.
What was the hardest part for you both?
Well, I sat in a cutting room for a long time, and to be honest, one of the hardest things, there's not much you can do in the field. I didn't spend too much time actually sitting there filming, and my job was really trying to make sense of the footage that came to us.
What's your favorite sequence in the film?
What's yours?
Mine, the snakes, the razor snakes.
Yeah, they're good. They are good.
Good choice.
We were talking about this. I vary. I actually really like the whales. I really love the whales because I love the fact that they live very like us. They live in families with cubs, with parents, with grandparents even. They're the only animal that has a grandparent relationship between the other than humans. And they've got big brains, they have a language that's really sophisticated, and I love the idea of what they dream of.
They dream too.
Well, they must do, I imagine.
It's funny, when we were filming the pandas, the very month that we were filming was the month that they came off the endangered list, known as rare as a panda, and actually there are creatures within our own film that are far more rare than pandas, and pandas is a good example where mankind has decided we want to protect that species and we're going to reverse that cycle, so we can make a difference when we want to. If only we could do that more. And I think there's stories within stories.
Lovely. Thank you for today.
Our pleasure.
ช่วงนี้ก็พิเศษจริงๆนะคะใครที่ยังไม่ได้ดูหรือใครสนใจเอิร์ธนะคะตอนนี้เข้าโรงแล้วเช็คโรงเช็ครอบกันได้ตอนนี้เวลาน้องหมดแล้วช่วงหน้ากลับมาพบกับ Training Now ค่ะ